Why does limited range of motion hinder athletic sprinting form? Have you ever wondered why some athletes seem to sprint effortlessly while others struggle? One key factor is the range of motion in their joints. Limited range of motion can significantly impact an athlete's sprinting form, affecting speed, agility, and endurance. Let's break this down. Sprinting relies on large, rapid movements of the hips, knees, and ankles. When an athlete cannot move their joints through their full natural range, it compromises sprint mechanics. First, limited range of motion reduces stride length and efficiency. Sprinting speed is a combination of stride frequency and stride length. If the hips cannot extend fully, the leg cannot push back behind the body or flex forward properly. This shortens the distance covered with each step, forcing the athlete to cycle their legs faster, which is less efficient and harder to maintain at high speeds. Next, consider force production and ground contact. Effective sprinting requires powerful forces against the ground during brief contact times. Limited range of motion can hinder the foot's optimal positioning relative to the body's center of mass. For example, if hip extension is restricted, the foot cannot push off fully, leading to decreased propulsion and slower acceleration. Posture and biomechanics also play a vital role. Proper sprinting posture involves a slight forward lean from the ankles with a neutral spine. Limited range of motion often leads to compensations, like excessive forward lean or stiffening of the lower body. These adjustments disrupt natural running mechanics, waste energy, and increase the risk of injury. Muscle tension is another important aspect. Sprinting requires a balance between power and relaxation. Limited range of motion can cause stiffness and overtensioning of muscles as the body tries to compensate for joint restrictions. This stiffness wastes energy and negatively impacts form and speed. Lastly, athletes with limited range of motion may struggle to adapt to increasing training demands. Their restricted movement patterns limit the development of optimal sprint mechanics and raise injury risks during high-intensity efforts. To improve range of motion, athletes should focus on targeted mobility exercises, dynamic stretching, and functional training. Enhancing range of motion allows for full hip extension and flexion, proper posture, and maximum force application during ground contact. This leads to better sprint performance and a lower risk of injury. In summary, limited range of motion can hinder athletic sprinting form by affecting stride length, force production, posture, muscle tension, and the ability to adapt to training. By addressing these limitations, athletes can improve their sprinting mechanics and overall performance.